Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about my personal rings setup. So a few months ago, I believe back in November-ish timeframe of 2023, I went ahead and purchased a black filofax original. Now, I am no stranger to this brand or this planner or even using rings for that matter. I have used rings on and off since about 2015, 2016, with my first ring planner being a filofax original in the purple color. It was actually gifted to me from a coworker who happened to see me at my desk at work with my Erin Condren planner out, and it was the most hilarious conversation because she was like, "Oh, I see that you're a planner." And I was like, yes, and like slightly embarrassed, but it was funny because then her next comment was, I'm gonna bring you in a real planner tomorrow. And I was like, oh my God, what does that mean? And she introduced me to the world of ring planners, and the rest is history from there because I really do love them. Now, they don't always have a place in my lineup, and I'll share a little bit how I am kind of making this one work. So like I said, this is the filofax original. I feel like this is their simplest of planners that they have in their lineup. Like, this is a no frills planner. It has no back pocket. I mean, it is about as basic as you can get with a leather planner, and it is indeed leather. It has this button clasp. It's not adjustable or anything like that. I know that there are planners out there where you can choose between two different snaps, that kind of thing. So here we go, let's jump right in. And I'm gonna do my absolute best to tag the different shops, but if I forget anything or if you see something and I didn't mention it, please feel free to ask down below in the comments. So one of the biggest gripes I would say with the filofax original is the pocket configuration. But again, it is like true to this style. It's just very minimalistic. Like, you are literally just getting a band here that has enough for a pen over here and a pen over here. I never put a pen in this pen loop. Kind of feels weird as it hits up against the rings there. But I'll tell you another solution that I've kind of come up with to give myself two pen loops. And then you've got like the filofax branding embossed into the leather down here in the corner, and two card slots, which again, I don't ever put anything in because it's really hard to kind of figure out what to put in there and what's easy to get in and out. Now, to give myself another pen loop, I use this Travelers Company pen loop that I grabbed from Jet Pens, I believe. And this is a pretty thick pen loop. Like, the metal part on it can be difficult to open, but what makes that so great is that when you do put it on something, it's not gonna move. So I've taken it on and off my original a few times, and it just gives me like another pen loop. That might bother some people, but it doesn't bother me at all. But I also I work a lot from home, so I don't have to take my planner a lot of places. So I don't always need to have a lot of pens sort of on the go. I typically just have like a pen pouch sitting on my desk, and that's where everything is. Okay, so for starters, I did get these pockets from Amazon. They come in a bunch of different sizes and configurations. I, of course, got the personal size, and I've got some journaling cards in here that I honestly printed on regular printer paper, and I think the name of the account is The Journaling Home. If I got that incorrect, I will put the correct shop name down in the description. It's been since like December since I printed these out. So a lot of this has a very wintry theme, and I honestly have not had the chance to print anything else out. How I'm using this is it's basically a companion and like a series of like a catch-all for things that don't have a space in like my Hobonichi cousin, because you don't get hardly any notes pages there. So it's not very useful to have these types of lists in there. So now I keep all of those in here. I have, again, one of those little printables from that shop. I've got something from Cloth and Paper here, and then just like a little plain list sheet here, or a sticky note in case I need to make a quick list, that type of thing. Also, it just kind of went with like the decor, kind of, sort of. I've got a picture of Jesse and I at the Dallas Cowboy game. I saw a ton of people posting about this, where they basically took an Avery tab, punched it with their punch right here, and then put it in the rings. Well, you kind of have to flip it over to the sticky side, and that's how you get your photo on here. Haven't had a chance to put a photo on the back side, but I thought that this was so cool because it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's a really inexpensive way to add photos to your planner, and I just print my photos with the Canon Ivy. It's my favorite photo printer. I have the Canon Ivy 2. You guys know I've raved about it plenty of times, but that's how that's printed. I have another journaling card that's kind of going over the cloth and paper year at a glance on vellum. Since I don't write on this, I really didn't care that it was covered up. And again, I just kind of like how it's layered. Years ago when I got into rings, the focus for me was having it as full as possible. Like, I actually still love watching those flips, but what I've discovered over the years is that it currently doesn't work for me to have my planner set up that way. I will watch planner flip after planner flip of planners just being stuffed, like to the point where it looks like the rings are about to snap. And I love watching those so much, but I cannot physically use a planner like that. So this is not even anywhere near full. It's just how it is. I've got another dashboard, like the classic, the iconic. There is Luxury and Simplicity from Cloth and Paper. I think I've had this in just about every single planner I have used. I have it in so many sizes. I have another one of the clear plastic dashboards. I will link it. I did get them from Amazon. I think I saw Annie Plans post about these, and I was like, I've got to have these. I love them. They're super durable, and I kind of like that they're shiny. Just put another one of those cards in there, and then on the other side, cloth and paper cards, because again, I kind of like the more simple, more neutral look. Another one of the Avery tabs. This one is a picture of Loki, and now we get into the very first section. All of my dividers are the blank dividers from Cloth and Paper. I haven't labeled them yet because I'm still kind of figuring out what order I want things to be in, and honestly, I'm perfectly okay with them not even being labeled. So I've got another journaling card. I literally just used my favorite glue marker to stick it to the dashboard, because if I want to get it off, I can easily use some adhesive remover to take it off. Here I've got the Year at a Glance insert. All of my inserts are from Peanuts Planner Co. And let me tell you something, I thought about mentioning this because I shared on my Instagram that I was adding this to my lineup, and someone had said that they wanted to set up planners, a ring planner, but that it was just so time consuming. And I actually 100% agree with that, but there are so many resources available to make it not time consuming. One of them is finding shops that offer printables. You don't have to do all the work of printing, buying the right size, cutting, punching, all of that stuff. I can tell you right now, I'm in a phase of life, unlike when I used to be in rings and I was okay with printing all day, cutting all day, punching all day. I'm no longer in that phase. I will pay the higher price if the shop offers a printable version, or printed version, and I will wait. I will order and I will wait for it to be here. And that's what I did with Peanuts Planner Co. Now, if you're looking to jump into rings and you're like, holy crap, this is adding up really quick, Peanuts Planner Co. has a lot of freebies. Annie Plans has a lot of freebies. She's a printable shop. However, you can find designated printers through her shop to get printed inserts if that's what you need. And that's just to name a few. And obviously Cloth and Paper has printed inserts, but this is the Year at a Glance. It does fold out. I have it just clipped together because I have no use for the other pages. I just want to see the Year at a Glance. And then I just kept like a sticky note, like this literally just has what I was thinking of filming. I just stuck it there. Does it really need to go in that spot? Not really. Then I decided to use this fold out month at a glance for my work calendar, and I just used a little page flag there to designate that for work calendar. And on here is where I'm just going to track the days that I take vacation, days that are paydays, if I'm taking a half day, paid holidays, things like that. That's just what I'm going to track here as far as my work calendar goes. And I love that it is a fold out situation. I am obsessed with it. Then we just jump into my regular monthlies. I did not use this planner in the month of January. I used it in the month of December, but I didn't have a December month view at the time. So we just jump right into February. Again, this is like a no frills, no fluff planner. I I'm literally just putting things like reminders of trips, hair appointment, nail appointment, birthdays, paydays. I had an appointment for my car, the days I have book club, really just a place to see where I have things going on. So I have that for the entire year. And then the next section, I just put another journaling card on there. And then this one here honestly could come out, but I just decided to leave it. This is where the weeklies start. And like I said, I started this in November. So this is what November looks like. And then I also got these from Peanuts Planner Co. and I like it. It's just a week on 2 pages, and I'll show you a blank one here shortly. But it's pretty straight to the point. It's got your entire week on the right side. It's almost like a flipped Hobonichi weeks, except you get the tracker already printed out for you over here on the bottom. But you have like a grid space. This is undated. Typically, I'm not an undated person, but for a planner that I might just be in and out of, like I'm not heavily relying on this for actual day-to-day planning, but just kind of an at-a-glance thing, then undated works just fine. So here is the current week that we are in. The current week that we were in, I just put on the left side what I'm gonna get done, places I need to go, people I need to call, and then all of my habits are down here, and I'm doing my best to keep up with those. And then just kind of again, just a high level view of things going on, like videos that are gonna go up, payday, appointments, and we have a birthday this week. This is how the insert looks blank. So it's fairly like a blank slate for you to work with. I love that it has grid on the actual page. I do prefer dot grid, but I was okay with this. That's what I've got for, I believe, the whole year. And then the next section is actually blank. There's no inserts in it just yet because I'm kind of toying with the idea of putting my book journal in here because I don't have enough pages to put it in my Hobonichi cousin, and then it's like if I want to journal about the day, then I don't have space to journal about a book that I've read. And I've seen a couple of accounts share how they fit in their book journal in here. So again, this section is completely blank. I did pop in a photo of me and Loki. It was just a really funny picture. And I really just loved the idea of using the Avery tab to add the photos. Another journaling card from that same shop. This one's like, it's kind of funny because it's a Lorelai Gilmore quote on here. And fun fact, I actually do not like the Gilmore Girls. It's just never been my show. I filled this section with notes pages. These are actually a combination of filofax notes pages in the back, so the ones that actually came with the planner, and then I actually took some out of a Hobonichi, like the supplement book, and just cut them down and put them in here. So I actually have Tomoe River paper in here. I've had 0 issues with flipping the pages around. Right now I just have like a go wild list, like things that I want to get for the trip that I haven't gotten yet, so that I don't forget when I'm like, okay, what else do I have to get? I can get it this payday or wait till next payday and spread things out a little bit easier so that it's easier on the budget. So I think I have like about 20 notes pages in here, which is great. It's perfect. There's a smaller Avery tab and a little emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. for some film ideas. I actually have a couple more, but I ended up taking them out. But that, again, I just added a few notes pages in here, and that's just going to be an area where I can jot those ideas down really quick. Now, the next section is going to be more health and wellness. I took out the pages that were already filled in just to protect my privacy. Again, I put a journaling card on here, very Christmassy vibes, but also like you can't tell that it's from the holidays. So I may just leave this here. I think it looks just fine. But essentially what this reminded me of is the insert or the page from the Hobonichi weeks, and I'm gonna grab it here. So it looks exactly like this. And I was using this before to track days that I took like medication. I would jot down or use like a little symbol for like migraine days or any kind of days where I felt sick. And I think it came with multiple, so I was able to take out the other pages that I filled in. But I think what I'm gonna do is take some of these extras that I have, because you really do get a whole year on 2 pages. But I may do one where it's like medication, another one where I can track another medication that I take, or doctor's appointments, things like that. So that's what those are gonna be used for. I thought that it was really cool that it looked just like the Hobonichi weeks layout, and I could use multiples of them for different things. So this area is going to be all for wellness and things like that. I'm also going to add more of that Tomoe River paper in here so that I can just have an area to put down notes. I am someone, it's also in my phone, but I also like to keep notes of like when were all of my surgeries, what are my current medications that I'm taking, and the frequency and things like that. I like to kind of have that in multiple places. You never know when there's going to be an emergency and someone else needs to reference that information. All right, and the last tab is pretty much all finances. I have this vellum from the planner spot that I cut down. Guys, if you need some good vellum, there's a lot of shops that have great vellum out there. I love vellum from Planner Monkey Co. and the planner spot. This one is from the planner spot. It is so thick and so durable. Now it doesn't come pre-cut and punched, so something to think about, but gives you the ability to use it for different size planners. I cut mine down obviously for the personal size. So in here I just have an online order tracker, which, fun fact, I actually got my Poi and Hun storage things like literally an hour ago, so I can check off that those came. Like I said, I started using this in November. So I started tracking what I was ordering in November, didn't use it in December and January. So I started again here in February. And this is just a really nice way to track what you ordered, when it shipped, and did it arrive. Because believe it or not, I've had something, I think it was from TikTok Shop, that like never freaking shipped. Turned out that the order was canceled. I was never notified that the shop canceled it. So it's kind of good to have that there. I created this wait list. It's literally just on a piece of note paper, but I got this idea from someone on TikTok that instead of writing a wish list, they were writing a wait list. So it was something that you wanted but didn't need, but like wish list kind of created that like hunger for it that didn't really need to be there. So it would kind of create this like impulsive spending kind of thing. So the wait list kind of makes you feel like you're going to get it. It's just not right now because you don't need it. So I'm going to work on adding some things there. One of them was a Moterm personal cover, which if you saw my online orders, I actually already ordered it. So I kind of need to write it down and then check it off. But, that's what I'm gonna use that for. I just have a couple more of the online order sheets in here. Hopefully I don't actually fill these out. I have another insert from Peanuts Planner Co. that is this finance routine. I'm still trying to figure out what and how to use this, which is why I haven't started on it. So more to follow on that. I really had the intention of using these personal rings for a whole lot of more finance stuff. So I ended up taking out a lot of the inserts that I used because I think I overdid it with the finance insert. It was a lot of like repetitive things. So again, more to follow on that. And then I just kept the little pouch insert thing that came with the planner. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I may end up just taking it out because I really don't like this material and putting one that I have from the front in there. And then I have nothing in the back. I believe this planner came with like a little list pad that was tucked back here, but I didn't like it. So again, the pockets aren't necessarily the most efficient, effective, they're not useful. They're not very useful. So if you're someone who doesn't even like decorating pockets, then this is the planner for you because you're not going to have a whole lot of pockets that you feel like you have to decorate anyway. And I think that that's what I like about this cover is that it's just so simple. I don't want to focus too much on the decor, so that's why I like it. But I'm not going to lie, I'm excited for the Moterm cover to arrive. It's giving very much Giglio without the Giglio price tag. I think I spent like 80 bucks on it, which I just at this point in life refuse to spend more than 100 bucks on a planner cover. I'm just not in a phase where I want to spend a whole lot just yet on this, but guys, that's pretty much it for my setup. Like I said, it's simple, it's straight and to the point. It's not where all of my main planning occurs. I will still heavily be using my Hobonichi cousin. That is not going anywhere. This is still like, for example, this is today. I actually talk about introducing the rings to my lineup and you know how it's just a good place to kind of have as a way to complement what I'm doing with my Hobonichi planner. I'm excited that this is going to be a part of things. Now, will there be like plan with me's and things like that? Probably not, because they would literally be 5 minutes long. Now, I may do updated setup videos as I change covers, as seasons change, things like that. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned or maybe skipped over and didn't mention and you have a question, definitely feel free to ask down below in the comments. All right, guys, that is it for today's setup video. I hope that you enjoyed a flip through of what I've currently got going on in this planner. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you are already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.